Welcome back to the Loadout Lounge. My name is Seth Nichols. Today we're going to look at the Vanquest pouch that I have in my EDC backpack. It's actually I carry it in my backpack, which is right behind me, the North Face Recon. And I've had quite a few people ask me what exactly is in it and what is its purpose. So in my bag, I have just a lot of different things, but if I'm needing a cable, like a lightning cable for my iPhone to charge, or if I'm needing a pair of pliers and I don't have my tool bag nearby, or if I need a multi-tool, I grab this. If I need a spork, I grab this. I've got a lot of different things in here that just go with my EDC bag and make it to where if I need something in any of those categories, a flashlight, I can grab this and I won't have to bring my whole backpack. There are a few times that I don't take my backpack in, and instead of having to go back out to my vehicle and try to carry the whole bag in, which is not that heavy, but if I'm not wanting to make a big deal about bringing my backpack in and I need something quick that's in here, I'll grab this whole pouch out of my bag and leave my backpack in my vehicle. So let's look at the Vanquest pouch. So on the outside, it's got a little pouch. I don't normally keep anything in there. It is very roomy. You can fit some stuff, but it's probably going to need to be maybe some flat stuff, slimline. You could put pocket knives in there. You could put maybe some flashlights. Let me look at I've got my Olight SR2 baton tube, and it'll fit in there, but it makes it kind of fat, kind of bulky. And if I have this in my backpack's already pretty much full, so I really wanted to keep this as slim as possible. Now it does have molly strapping on the back, but you could put this on a vest or on the outside of a compatible backpack or something. Most of the time this is just inside of my backpack. It also has a loop on the top, and this is how I grab it out of my backpack. It sits in my bag just like this orientation, and I grab it out of the bag. So it's got two zippers on it that are lockable. If you've got a little lock, you can lock the zippers to where nobody can get in it. But honestly, I'm not going to worry about that. If that's your thing and you have, let's say you have some valuables in here and you want to keep it locked, yeah, go ahead. More than likely, if somebody steals this, they're going to get in it one way or another. So if we unzip it, it does unzip all the way around and opens up like a book. All right, just fell out. And this is how it sits right here. I get everything to situate. This is how it sits in the bag or in the pouch itself. It's got this little key lanyard. I'll be honest with you, never used it. I might have put a handcuff key on it at one point, but I don't. I could probably just go ahead and take it off and not have it in there. So if we look at this, there's quite a few things in here, from pliers to flashlight to multi-tool to duct tape. So we'll start on this side over here. The very top thing is a Topeak Ratchet set. This is the Ratchet Rocket Light DX, and it's got all kinds of different bit heads, an extension, and the actual ratchet itself clips in there, and you can have a ratchet. Now this tool over here, this is for bike tires and stuff like that, and it helps put the tire on and take it off and different stuff like that. This is a bike set, but it works for pretty much anything and everything. So you've got a little lever on the back of this to flop it one way or the other if you're wanting to tighten something or take something off. And then I think it just pops out. Yeah, want to make sure I wasn't messing it up, but it just pops right out. The extension does. It takes all kinds of different bits. These are just the typical ones, and I haven't traded any out. I wanted to. I've got some that I meant to trade out, just to have, it's got the Torx, the T10, the T25, which are standard normal stuff. It's got Phillips. There is no flathead, which most of the time I don't necessarily have a flathead or any need for it, but it's not bad to have an just in case. So this was made for bike repair, for just a little tool set to have on your mountain bike or your bike. And that's originally what I bought it for. And sometimes I have it in my bag. I have a bag that sits, a pouch that sits right underneath my seat. And I've got a spare tire in there and some other stuff. And I did have this in there at one point, but I stole this to put it in this little pouch. So it's just a ratchet set by Topeak, and it's been in this bag for a while now. So next is the multi-tool. The multi-tool in here is a Gerber. I believe this is the 400 compact, the sport multiplier, and it's a cheap multi-tool if I ever need one. The plier wise, I do have the Knipex in here, but if I'm needing a multi-tool, I have this in there. This was inexpensive. It was like 40 bucks or something like that. I don't necessarily need a expensive multi-tool. Do I like them? Yes, but on a day-to-day, I am not needing a multi-tool. A lot of times I have my tool bag in my vehicle with every single tool you could think of, so I'm not needing a tool. But if we look on the actual tools itself, it's got a little flathead on this side, a bottle opener plus it's not super sharp, but you could use it as a flathead. You can use it as a scraper maybe. And then an awl, if you would even call that an awl, I would just call it a smaller flathead. And then one of the things I have used quite often is the scissors themselves. So that does have a spring and it just flips around. Now, once you have it all the way open, it's locked. So you have to push down this little black plastic piece right there to unlock it. That is one thing I liked about these, is it locked them open, so you're not worried about them folding back on you and potentially hurting your hand or anything like that. So on the other end, we have, if I can get it open, another bottle opener and a flathead. Here is the Phillips, and then your actual blade. Now I believe, I can get this open, it is serrated about halfway down the blade, and then the rest of it is just straight edge. You can see that I've used it some, but honestly this is just a backup blade if I ever need a knife for whatever reason. So, and the other thing I like about it is the pliers themselves slide down, and it makes it a little bit more compact, and it stays in this pouch until I need it. The next tool is the Outdoor Edge. It's called the Sidewinder, and it is a blade plus a flathead, almost pry bar-ish, and then a Phillips head. It does have a pocket clip on it. I used to EDC these type of knives on me to open up boxes and letters, mail, anything. This was my go-to letter mail opener. The other thing it has is a bottle opener, which I don't really need a bottle opener. So the nice thing about this is the blade is replaceable. So there's a button on the actual slide, the lever that pushes out the blade, that you press down and it will retract the blade. There's a little spring right here. You push that little button, the blade just pops back in. But when you have it all the way open, you push that button, you can take the blade and replace it or flip it around, and it takes just your normal razor blades. So you push it back all the way back out, and this blade should slide right back in. But it's a nice little box opener, and it does have some multi-tool function, the Phillips and the flathead, but most of the time I'm just using it for the blade itself. So I have a blue one and an orange one. The blue one actually stays at the business for my employees to open mail and stuff like that. So they're really not that expensive. I think this is my third one. that I have had, but they just super lightweight, really easy to use, just a little box opener. And then down here, you can never have enough duct tape. This is just some orange duct tape. If I'm ever out hunting and I forget a orange hat or my vest or something like that, I can put this on my balaclava or whatever face covering I'm wearing, and it'll help some, but that's just worst case scenario. I'm saying that because I've actually done that before. I've gone hunting. It was not on public land, so all you haters out there, you can get over it. It was on private land, so there shouldn't have been anybody on there, but I wanted to have some type of orange on me. So the next things are in the back. I have a Delimate Sharpie pen. So there's the Sharpie end, and there's the pen end. And then I have the Ride in the Rain pen. This I've used a lot on, like, I don't want to keep bringing up hunting, but if you hunt deer, you know what I'm talking about. Deer tags, this Sharpie will work on the tags you print off whenever you have to register your deer. I've used that. I've also used the Ride in the Rain pen, but that's why they're kind of in there. Then in the back, there's actually a pouch that goes the full size of the overall bag, or the overall pouch, a pocket that goes the whole size of the pouch. And the only thing I have in there is just some liquid IV. It's just a hydration multiplier. It does have some vitamins, minerals, and different stuff like that, but I always try to have some type of enhancer for your water in here, just in case I ever need it. On the other side of the pouch, we have a bunch of different things. So we have some replacement blades, and honestly, I don't have to have this in there, but I just keep it in here in case I ever need some extra blades. But these are just some replacements, and for the Sidewinder, and I just keep them in here just in case I ever break that blade or need another one, but that's usually in there. So the other thing down at the bottom is a charger for my Apple Watch. And if you have an Apple Watch, you know sometimes it's kind of hard to keep up with the white charging cord that comes with it. This is just a compact version. If I take my watch off and lay it on there, it is magnetized. So however you have it, it's going to be charging it straight upside down right now. And it's going to be charging if it's plugged in. A lot of times whenever I'm traveling, going to see family or stay in a hotel or something, this will go into the USB plug if there's one, or it'll go into a cube and I'll charge my watch overnight. That's typically when I charge my Apple Watch, is overnight. This is Newdery, N-E-W-D-E-R-Y. It's the XDL-WAQ45 model. It's a 2-watt output, so it's good enough to charge the watch. I usually, whenever I go to bed, I take the watch off and I put it on here and it'll charge it. So just a little Apple Watch charger. Then up here we have just a lightning cable for my phone, my wife's phone, if we're ever needing to charge something and we need an extra cord. Have it there. Then here we have the Olight i3T EOS. It's just a AAA battery powered flashlight. And if you've seen my flashlight video, I've talked about this flashlight in there in my review. The other thing is a titanium spork. This is by No Limits. It does have a bottle opener up here. It also is a good hook for if you're cooking or camping and you need something to be able to lift the lid off. This is a good hook to use. And then you actually have a spork. This is made out of titanium, super lightweight. I always keep it in here in case I ever need a fork or a spoon and I've forgotten one. The next thing is not really paramount to have because I have the Sharple in my backpack. This is just in case I need a quick touch up and I just want to pull out something, not worry about getting the correct angle, and I will take my blade and just got coarse and fine. So this is going to be where you start out at if your blade is actually needing some extra work. And then you finish it off with the fine edge, and it is replaceable. So it's got screws, you can take those out and replace those. A lot of times I use the fine edge just to tune up my knife a little bit in case it's starting to get a little dull. I'm not worried about having a super sharp knife. I just need my knife to cut when I need it to cut. So then it's got these little attachments on the underside where you can actually use these as the feet, so it sits on a surface. Let me put these back in. Sits on a surface, and then you hold it safely with your hands out here, and you bring your blade across the tops of those. So, but you have a longer flat. I don't know what exact grit this is, but they do have some texture on them. And then you have another. This is more for like serrations and getting in there, which it looks like some of this is chipped off. This end is going to be more for like your serrated blades, different stuff like that. And it's just a little handy knife sharpener. It's fairly compact and it's not that expensive. So the last thing I have in this pouch, actually a couple of things. So I have some cash in case I need some extra cash. Not much in here, so if you steal it or somebody steals it, I'm not out that much. The last thing is a Fresnel lens. This is a good way to be able to start a fire potentially. It's got some measurements on it, and then also it's just a magnifying lens. But as far as the pouch, that's it. It's fairly straightforward, fairly simple. It's super compact, and it's got everything that I might potentially need. A lot of times if I'm needing actual tools, I have a tool pouch, usually in my vehicle or my wife's vehicle, that has everything from electric drills to hammers to screws, whatever I'm needing. So, but this is my Vanquest pouch that goes in my EDC bag. I'm going to try to put most of the links for everything in this pouch in the description below. So if you're interested about any of this stuff, just make sure you check out the description below for the links. I typically try to find Amazon links or wherever I can find it the cheapest to save y'all time. That way y'all can just click the link, and if it's something that you want, you know that I've already done the research for you and found you the best price at this time. So if it's a couple months down the road, a couple weeks, I'd still search around, make sure you get the right price or the best price if you're wanting to buy any of this stuff. And if you think there's something that I should have in here, just let me know. Put it in the comments, because we're all in this together, and I don't know everything, and I'm just trying to figure out as I go, just like you are. So make sure you like and subscribe, and if you've got anything for me, make sure you hit us up in our Facebook group. It's called EDC Loadout Lounge on Facebook, and just post some stuff in there. Let me know what you'd like me to look at, what you'd like me to review or do a video on. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.